All right, all right, all right.
Take it back now, y'all.
One hop this time? Two hop
Charlie
this time?
Brown.
Okay.
Do, 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 do.
There's just not singing anything comprehensible. Anyway.
She's doing the moves.
Hello all. Welcome to the horror show. You can see
The horror show is more like
No. Not all horrors wear capes. Not all horrors wear anything. I mean, am I wrong?
No, you're not.
You tell me. Okay, so, hello. Today, we're going to dive into a fun subject that I didn't realize how deep it went. And that's not a euphemism. But
Oh
there's a
God.
lot of things that I learned. There's a couple of things that I learned that I'd never heard of before. A lot of things I did know, but I didn't necessarily know like the official definition, but like from context clues I could get what it was meant to be. Like in a conversation if I had heard it. But then some of them I was like, wow, I've never heard of that. I don't get on Grindr that often. So
But you have it.
I don't actually. Never downloaded it. But let us begin with our weekly obsessions. And yes, Shini, I hope you're prepared for this.
Is it me first?
Yes. Because you're the
Well,
guest.
uh, unfortunately, this week I really haven't had a lot of weekly obsessions of anything. I think,
Me answer. You can't take my answer.
uh, I think the only thing that I can think of is that I just kind of rekindled my love for listening to Phil Collins this week, honestly.
Wow.
Yeah,
You have a
like
very actual specific obsession.
cuz I think it was like it was recommended to me, like one of his songs on my Discover, and I remembered it and I was just like, damn, I haven't listened to Phil Collins in like a hot minute. So I Spotify has that like listen to the featured artist kind of deal. So that's what I've been like playing and listening to for the longest. So now I have a lot of Phil Collins songs on my Spotify.
I mean, that's good though. Especially
It
because
is.
I know you, and I know that you don't like finding new music.
It's not like I don't like finding new music. I just have trouble.
Well, also from what you've told me before, it's like a a process, which like tires you to try and find new music.
Yeah,
So
it
like
does.
that's what I mean. Like at least with this, like you know what you're getting into, so you're happy with it.
Well, I mean, because I've listened to Phil Collins before because my dad listen to him, which is funny because he always be like, "That's my favorite white boy singer." Um,
Oh.
so
Well, gotta have one.
yeah, he really does. My dad listens to all kinds of music. Honestly, like I think the last time I looked at his iPod, and yes, he does still have an iPod to
My
this
man.
day.
My
The old
man.
big brick one.
Exactly. That's the good one.
I think he had like 25,000 songs on there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that was one of those things. And it also brought back some lovely memories of when I would sometimes be going outside to play and he would be working in his garage and stuff like that, or his shed. And he was blast music every single time. That's probably why I like most of the music that I do, because of my dad, probably.
Yeah, I mean that's funny considering all the music that I was forced to listen to growing up was either 80s songs, like a variety of 80s songs. So it wasn't just like one specific artist, or
Mm-hmm.
it was uh gospel music. So
Well, I
To a lot of pop music.
or
And
God forbid, oh my gosh, there's this fun crossover. Not of 80s and gospel music, although I'm sure that's its own genre at this point. Of specifically, you know Kids Bop. Of course you know Kids Bop.
mm-hmm.
Think Kids Bop, Christian music.
Yeah.
And that's what a little group called Pure Energy was called.
I believe it.
I think it was two girls and a guy. They were like small children. And me, I don't remember how this even happened, but I remember my parents got me and my sister this CD of Pure Energy. And all the songs were like these Kids Bop dance tunes that had like Christian undertones or overtones. Sometimes they were a bit more obvious than others. But let me tell you, there are some jams on that album. It
I
is
don't.
surprisingly a bop.
Did your parents ever buy you Kids Bob? albums?
Bop, I don't think so. I do think we would often listen to, at least back then, we would listen to the radio unless it was like really gross. But I do remember part of my childhood, a core part of my childhood was I Got a Feeling by Black Eyed Peas. Let me tell
Yeah,
you.
my mom obsessed with that song.
She even
Wow.
had the album. I remember seeing her having the album in your
Yes.
house at one point.
Yes. I listened to that specific album so much.
Yeah.
That was a good
I
album.
made up an entire play based around it. I made up my own
That's
little
not
musical.
surprising at all.
No, it isn't. But then I tried to like show it off,
To who?
like as a production to mom.
Well,
It did
Aw.
not work because I got shy.
oh, I thought you were gonna say I got shot, and I was like, wow.
No.
She was like, no, absolutely
Your
not.
awesome.
mama just
That
put
was
out a
also my-
55 caliber and was just like, you better dance.
Oh my
Oh God.
gosh. Yeah.
That was also during the time where I was really into Sonic X, so all of like
Yeah.
my little musical ideas involved Sonic in some way.
Well, that's the
Oh,
thing.
wow.
The Pure Energy album, because me and my sister were watching it on that one channel that I don't remember. It was like 4Kids or something.
Mm-hmm.
But we had the stupidest like role play fashion show to this Christian kids bop music revolving around us pretending to be Sonic characters. It was
What is
so
going on? Why is Sonic so heavily?
I don't
Listen,
know.
If you watched 4Kids in the early 2000s and you saw the 4Kids Sonic X dub,
But it was a good show.
it was. It was
I-
actually really good. I've gone back and rewatched it. It loses the plot a little bit at the end, but it was still very good. Very passionate about Sonic X.
That's Sarah's weekly obsession.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Not you give me drugs.
Okay, go on.
Oh,
What's your
kidding.
weekly obsession?
No, you go
It-
first because I went first last time.
Okay, fine. Mine.
Thank you. Sorry.
Welcome. Mine's a bit of a two-parter.
No, I received drugs.
Oh, okay.
You're a fentanyl. No.
She herself is the fentanyl. Hold on.
Percocet. I had two specific ones, one of which was what I showed Sarah earlier, which was the album that physically came to me after so long. I was obsessed with that just because I was happy to finally get it in my hands. On top of, I was finally able to like look at it all and all of the extra stuff, and I was really happy. And the songs off of it, I initially, when I first listened to the album, without like the actual physical album, when I first listened to it when it first came out, I was okay with some of the songs. I mainly liked the title track. But now that I have, because typically when I get full albums, I'll listen to all of the songs regardless, because I have the full CD. So now that I've listened to it more times, I definitely have a new appreciation for some of the songs. Specifically one called Hashtag by Eves, YVES. But yeah. And my second one, which is kind of more recent but still funny, is the early lessons of Duolingo, because I started doing them because I saw some people doing them online, like in their, like if they were raised in a household that spoke multiple languages, and like obviously their primary language of learning was like English because that's just like the school system and everything. They would test their skills of like Spanish, Chinese, all that stuff in Duolingo later on, of like the language that their family would speak to them and everything. And so I was like, you know, I took Japanese in high school and I have not done anything with it or like done anything similar to it in a very long time. And I kind of wanted to just see like how good I was, or what I still remembered at least. And so I took it earlier this week. And it specifically like asked, why are you learning, blah blah blah, and I was just like, the culture. And I said, I think it gave like a 1 to 5 skill rating of like where you place, and I was like, I think I'm probably at 2, maybe, because I know like basics and stuff. And so I selected 2, but then I went through their lesson thing, like all of their lesson thing, and I skipped through all of it essentially because I was just doing all of it, and I was like, I do remember. And I was so excited. I felt so powerful being able to identify things, even like kanji, that I was like, I can't believe I know what this means. But yeah, I've been doing that. I've been keeping my streak alive. It'll
Meeting
be.
Hide.
For now.
Hey, listen.
I believe in you.
I've been trying actually, and they've been actually teaching some pretty good kanji that I didn't know before. Because I feel like hiragana was my strong suit because that was the first alphabet of Japanese that I learned. Katakana, I definitely need to brush up on more because I don't remember what all of them mean. I know what at least half of them mean, but all of them I probably wouldn't be able to tell you. Like I can guess. But kanji, dear God, I only know a good couple of few because there's like thousands upon thousands of them. But it's fun. And I'm even like, it's making me speak it too. And I'm like, fun, okay. My pronunciation's good enough that my phone recognizes that I'm trying to speak Japanese. So I'm okay with that.
Well,
At least there's that.
Mm-hmm. And I've only
I haven't touched
discovered...
Spanish in months.
Let's see.
has the owl come for you?
Oh, absolutely. I've ignored it mostly though. He doesn't scare me.
And I've only gotten 12 new songs since the last pod episode, so I'm kind of slacking.
Well,
Are most of them from the album that you just got?
5 of them are.
Oh. Wait, how many came on the album?
5.
So all of it.
No, that's 7. 7 extra ones. 1, 2,
Well,
3,
what? Hold on,
4,
hold on.
5 of the
No,
album.
I meant how many came on the album? How many songs came on the album?
5 songs came on the album, and then I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 extra songs.
but basically so what she was saying is you added the whole album.
Yeah, to your playlist basically.
It's not my playlist, it's my giant catalog. And I always, if I have a physical album, I've said this before, but I add the entirety of the album.
Really?
Yes. If I am buying a physical copy of an entire album, you better believe I'm saying that I own all of those fucking songs.
Well, yeah, that is a good point because you do kind of spend the money to listen to the whole album, so.
And that makes me learn to like it even more. So anyways, Sarah, go on.
There's 2. I have to do my weekly D&D update.
Here we go.
Ooh.
So
Did you die?
I almost did. So basically we get where we ended last time. We're in these ruins, and so we got to explore these ruins a little bit more. And there's these like pools of water that are clearly magical, and they heal basically. And
Water.
we're going towards we're going towards the hallway that leads us through, and there's people coming, and so it ends up being a case of this bugbear warrior ends up coming through, and it's in the area, and he's obviously very bloodthirsty. He's like, oh yay, I would get to kill, because there's already a corpse in the corner that he's already killed, and oh, I'm first on the initiative roll, and I do a piddly 3 damage with a sorceress burst at him, and then he's like, when it's his turn, he's like 3rd in the initiative roll, and so he immediately targets me because I'm the first one who attacked him, even though I'm not the closest, and he whacks me.
Of course he's gonna attack you, bitch. You hit him.
Well, yeah, like he whacked. The thing is, I wasn't expecting this because at the end of last session we leveled up, so I have a little bit more HP this time around.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I have 12 HP.
You told, was it warlock or sorceress? I'm sorry,
I'm a
sorcerer. I was just like, well, yeah, you're literally like a twig in the wind, honestly. You have barely any fucking HP.
That is what her bumper sticker says on her car.
But so he's towering over me, and literally he gets, not only does he get a fucking nat 20,
Ooh.
As he should.
So I think his total roll, because I sent the meme in the chat, he gets a 24 on the actual like AC and everything, or not AC, on the, to see if it hits. And so obviously, yeah, it fucking hits me, and because the crit does double damage, so he knocks me out in one go with 16 fucking damage.
Well, what did we learn?
We were like, what the hell? It was so funny. It was absolutely hilarious
I don't
because
think
in
you're
the
a good
previous
initiator.
in the previous combat, it was a scripted non-death where it's like I got down to 0 HP, but I didn't die, luckily. Because it was a planned thing, it was a story thing.
It's a miracle.
And so it was literally like, okay, oh boy, but luckily someone dragged me into the pool and I was able to recover. And then on my like third turn, on the third round, I hit him with like a witch bolt that did like 25 damage and it absolutely fried him. And so we won, yay. And now we're in a different part. We went down the hallway and we see, oh, there's a fucking hobgoblin army thing going on, but through a portal. And there's some people talking. But the main thing is that we go in. So in case you don't remember, on the first session when we were looking around this guy's bedroom in the fireplace, only my character saw a bunch of blood and everything. And so now we're in this room currently where there's a like this little platform and there's a basin on top of it, but because of the people who are looking up into like the water of the basin and everything, they left through the portal. And so the portal is like just looks like a stone sculpture. The basin itself also looks like it's just completely stone, except when I look at it on the very top, I can see it's stained with blood. Only I can see this. And so no explanation. And then the fucking statues come out of the wall and now there's this giant ever-changing magical like stone legion that's attacking us, and we're trying to figure out how the fuck to deal with it. So
Jesus.
And so that's where we ended last session. So
I love all the cliffhangers that your DM loves to throw.
It's great. Because we try to have a pretty strict cutoff at like 11, but then we go over sometimes. So yeah, we ended again in the middle of combat. So that's the D&D recap. But my actual weekly obsession is there. So this requires a backstory.
Oh,
And it is Minecraft related.
of course.
Of course.
So there is a pretty big SMP on YouTube called Hermitcraft.
Where's Faye when you need her?
And Hermitcraft is like very family friendly. It's like a conglomeration of I think 28
Is
different
it most of
people now.
Minecraft family friendly? I'm confused.
No.
What?
Oh.
Well, never mind. I'm not going down that hole.
Dream SMP is not family.
It is
When
a
I say
hole.
family friendly, I mean they don't curse or do anything like that, or like
Oh, okay.
like they're PG. They try and be as PG as possible. And so they have a pretty good reputation and everything. And about in like middle of last year, one of an official Hermitcraft account on Twitter came up and said like, "Hey, some allegations have been brought up against one of our members. We asked him to provide us. We asked him about it, and he chose to resign. And then this other person resigned along with him. And so a lot of people were like, "Oh no, is there something with minors and stuff like that?" And one of the top standing people in Hermitcraft came out and said like, "No, there was nothing with minors." And so we waited for some sort of any sort of statement from victims, basically, and we got them. And it was basically this guy was sexually harassing some members of the community, including one of his moderators for Twitch. And while he had a partner and everything, and so we were like, we're pretty sure he's cheating and everything.
Scum of the earth.
And then it just kind of became a thing where do not choke, please.
I chuckled into my teacup, and thank you very much.
And so it kind of faded into the background. We were all very happy with how Hermitcraft handled this. It was very professional. It was great. Now fast forward to like I believe it was Friday. And the guy who chose to resign, the former member, posted a video saying I got canceled. And it's an 11-minute video entirely in Minecraft of just his Minecraft character, basically. Talking about how
equivalent of like an apology video of fucking Minecraft. I mean,
Yes.
not Minecraft, YouTube.
It's not the first.
No.
Oh
Um,
gosh.
And it's basically him guilt tripping, basically victimizing himself. He compared his situation to the Salem witch trials. He was like,
Bitch,
uh,
what?
yeah, and he was like, all I did was
Witch.
what I did
Witch.
wasn't what I did wasn't illegal. I just had conversations with consenting adult women
Oh
and
god.
everything like that. And we're like, no, 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 that's not the problem here. The problem is that you were sexually harassing them, and also there was a power imbalance. And they were like trying to blame Hermitcraft for like spreading rumors, even though they completely cut out any rumors that were happening. He was saying that he was only given an hour and a half, all that stuff to respond. And it's like, based on Hermit's kind of tweets and everything, we're pretty sure that's not the case. And it was an entire, basically awful fucking video, awful. And in the comments, the other person who left, who we were giving the benefit of the doubt because she was very, very close to him, and we thought, oh, she left because she was distraught and stuff like that, posted a comment saying that she supports him 100%, and now she's gone to delete her entire channel. So we're like, oh, we don't know what the fuck's happening there.
Maybe that's who he was cheating on with.
Ugh. It's there's an entire other thing that I'm not very much aware of, but yeah. But the thing I'm actually obsessed with, it's not that, believe it or not, it's how the hermits are responding, because they've been vague posting about it on Twitter and on Blue Sky, and it's fucking gold. It's so good, because the hermits have said nothing individually about what's going on other than to say it wasn't like about minors or anything. They have stayed absolutely silent about it, and now that he's made it public, they're like, okay, fuck you, but they're not being direct about it. And it's so good, because there's been a case of people have been flooding from the I got canceled video to Hermitcraft members, like most recent videos, like basically hating on them, saying they ruined this guy's life, all that stuff like that. And they're
Why?
just, yeah, and like his life, his career, all that stuff. And he,
I
well,
okay.
this was his main source of income. He was also working on a popular Minecraft mod pack called Vault Hunters. There's an entire thing with that, but I'm not as involved in that.
That's his fucking fault. He ruined his own shit.
Yes. And it was an entire, like, so some people are commenting hate, and my favorite YouTuber, Good Times with Scar, has been responding to some of those comments, and it's been so good. Like, someone just said, ugh, I'm unsubscribing, and he just responds with, don't let the door hit you on the way out. And there was another one where someone else announced that they were leaving, and he was like, okay, you go to bed, Billy, or something like that. It's so funny. And he posted this post, like a movie poster on Twitter of the movie Gaslight, and just said they don't make movie posters like they used to. And it was just like, oh my god, just get him. And so there are other hermits that were posting like various movie quotes and stuff like that. It was like, what's the movie is this from? So it's like, oh, it's Liar Liar. There's one.
That's a good movie.
One of them posted this little short story that they just came up with it, basically about this little kid whose mom said, you have an hour to get ready, but you need to be ready in an hour, and how the kid was just ignoring him, and the mom kept reminding him, and it got to a point where the mom got fed up and said, if you're not ready in 5 minutes, I'm leaving without you. And the little kid just, I can't believe you're only giving me 5 minutes. It was just, it's been so good. I have absolutely been loving it. Because I was really sour. I didn't watch the video, but I read the captions, like I read a transcript of it, and I was very upset with how everything was going on with it. But then I saw how the hermits were responding. I'm like, oh, this is making everything so much better. This is so funny. This is so good. They're absolutely gagging him, and I love it. I'm here for it. So yeah, that's been my weekly obsession.
So tea, basically, and
Absolutely.
drama.
It's how they're
weekly
it's not
obsession.
the actual tea itself is not what's I'm obsessed with. It's specifically how the hermits are reacting to it.
But it's all drama. So.
Oh yeah.
I can't any Minecraft YouTuber drama seriously. It's like that whole thing.
Well, this is the thing about this one is that it was actually genuinely sexual harassment.
Oh no, but that's the thing. That this is not the first time that something like that has
Oh,
happened.
yeah. It's the first time I think this has happened specifically with Hermitcraft, because Hermitcraft definitely has a really, really good reputation.
I think it's
So
just
the first time I
the
think I've
setting
ever had.
of which does not make it
Well,
very
he
easy to
didn't
take
help.
serious.
He did not help, and the thing is, I'm pretty sure like this is entirely over because he filmed his entire video. Oh God, I'm Robo again. He filmed his entire video in.
Oh, we're all going
We're
Robo?
all going Robo.
All of us? Question mark?
All of us?
Oh, we
going?
are.
Are we? This is what happens. You can't mention drama without us getting demonetized, essentially.
Well,
This is how they
or
demonetize us.
DDoSed.
well, we're like, because of how he did his entire video, we're like, he's the one who is making it not serious. Because the hermits treated it very seriously, they treated it very professionally, and he's the one who decided to film a video in Minecraft. And at the very end, he's thanking all of his, like, the people who still support him and all his Patreons and everything. And he had this running joke with Diorite in Minecraft about how much he hates it. And at the end of his video, he blows up a pile of Diorite. And it's like, okay, this just isn't serious to you. We get it. It was just, it was gross. We hated him.
You know, I can't top that.
You can't.
Oh.
In what way?
Well, let's get to it.
Well,
Okay, so let's talk about men. I know,
Men.
disgusting.
disgusting indeed.
I had to look
What?
at a bunch of stuff. But I figured where we can start is with a quick vocabulary crash course. So,
I love learning.
oh. let's zoom in here.
Oh God.
Let's zoom in here. Also, I did not see that the middle one had a Cloud9 thing. Just ignore that. We're not looking at that. We're gonna look at
It had a what? I don't know what that is.
general descriptors first.
Chicken.
Okay, I know.
Why?
You might be confused, and you might also be wondering why is describing a man like describing a petting zoo? Because
It seemed like it.
I don't know. I don't know why. I can tell you at least from the standpoint of most of, if not all of these words, including, you know, the beloved twinks, twunks, and all of that stuff, were typically coined by gay communities. So maybe we just have some kind of obsession with animals, and it's not just the furry kind, but this is where most of, if not all of these come from.
I mean, furries exist.
So I will just read out all of the ones with question marks next to them are ones that I had never heard of before. And I had to look up because I was very confused. But we have bear, bull, chicken, cub, dilf, femboy, giraffe, gym rat, hunk, meerkat, otter,
Meerkat.
pig, pup, silver fox, raid, wink, twunk, and a wolf.
The fuck is a trade? Like you trading men?
No. That one is very exclusive to the gay community. But I figured it would work in terms of a descriptor of a person, how they present themselves. So I'm just gonna briefly go over some places that you might be confused. Let's start with the question mark one, shall we?
Sure.
So I'll start alphabetically. So a bull is technically, I would say, under the hunk subcategory. Hi, Faye. But like,
Faye.
it's like typically a bull would be a gym rat, where they're like very large individuals, but very large muscular individuals. Oh, look, it's Rose. Perfect timing.
So like Dwayne the Johnson? Dwayne the Johnson.
Yes, Dwayne the Johnson. I would say.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
I would consider him, yes. I would think he would be a bull.
Okay.
A chicken A
Is
chicken?
let me guess. Let me guess.
Okay,
Let me guess. Let
fine.
me guess. Is it someone who has never worked on their legs?
No, it has nothing to do with that.
Oh,
I
damn
was
it.
thinking about an old person that has like that weird sag on their chin.
No, it's not that specific. Oh, okay. A chicken is specifically a very young twink.
So a child.
Right.
I'm just
No,
kidding.
that's just a child, Shitty. That has nothing to do with it.
Wait.
It's a
So you
descriptor word for a twink, but on terms of age.
Oh, so it's like a variation of a twink. Okay.
Yes. Let's go giraffe, which I had also never heard of, and I also think is really stupid.
Long neck.
No. Why do you pick the worst things to compare to this?
A long neck, long dick.
It just means a really tall gay person.
Why do you need a word for that?
I don't know.
That's so boring.
Literally, I wrote next to it in my
So
little
you're a
glossary,
giraffe?
I wrote really tall gay, in parentheses, yes, that's it. That's all it is.
So
I
Quiz
was
is a
like-
Uh,
giraffe.
I'm not that tall.
You are though.
Everyone's tall compared to you. Okay, let's go over meerkat. Because this is also one that I was like, where the fuck did this come from?
Meerkat. Okay.
Apparently,
Is this a variation of something?
I don't know. The most I know
Oh.
about it is that it was apparently coined on TikTok, so that already tells you something. It is apparently
It's not legit.
a very anxious and sassy gay.
Anxious and isn't that almost a twink, basically?
Well, no, a twink I would say is a body type.
Well, I mean, but usually, like the personality-wise, sometimes is what kind of goes hand in hand with like the twink and a meerkat kind of deal.
It depends. Have you ever seen a top twink? No, I don't think you have. But
Well, I
tell
don't
you.
really hang around gay people
But let
like
me tell you,
that.
I know, right? This is a miracle you're even here today. But okay, and then we'll do a pig. This one I thought was really weird because I'd never heard it before. It makes me think that it's an older.
Cop?
No, it makes
Dad,
no.
God.
It makes me think it's an older term because some of these I did find like in a giant glossary of things that like dated all the way back to things they used in the 1900s.
I mean, not okay,
What's
not in
your
the
guess?
gay sense.
It's
I've
not
heard
a
pig.
cop. I can tell you that.
Well, no, because you know how like they say men are pigs kind of deal.
Well, you can't just call every man a pig. I mean, you can, but
Well,
that won't
yeah.
help describe anything.
No, it's not. I was gonna say like somebody who's unkept, kind of.
No. A pig is someone that is more focused on sex than anything else and is often kinky.
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
Which kind
I get
you can
that.
kind of get that just based off of that entire description of like all men are pigs, blah blah blah. A pup is okay.
Is that someone who's into pet play?
No, you know what? We'll get into pup. We're gonna get into pup later because I have a breed tree to show you later.
I don't like that.
Wait, did you just say a breed tree?
Yes.
I don't like that
I
either.
may or may not have started treating all of these things as dog breeds and telling you which ones are crossbreeds and purebred. So,
Oh boy.
anyway, so that was general descriptors. And as you can see, I would say the 4 pillars that we're going to use today are the bear, the hunk, the twink, and the femboy. However, you will see later in the breed tree, I have a discrepancy with how that exists in my personal opinion, and as the acting male gay here, I feel like I have a little bit of weight in this department. So we're gonna move on to the
Hey,
roles.
did you explain trade?
Oh, I'll tell you trade. Trade, essentially, specifically to gay, is a straight passing male partner, frequently DL. You know what DL means? Like down low. So like they
I
come
love how
off
you said, do you know what
because I
DL
just
means?
assumed.
Did you explain
I
it?
just assumed. Femboy and trap. They can be different. I think a femboy can be a trap. on accident. Because I feel like trap, but also trap I feel like is much more derogatory.
Trap is very derogatory in the trans space, yes.
But okay,
Oh,
we're gonna move on
okay.
to roles now. So, I had never heard of one of these, and now I know exactly what I'm looking for in a man. So, we have top,
Do
bottom,
tell.
switch side, service top, power bottom.
Only never heard of side.
Now let me tell you.
I know service top.
Now let me tell you. I feel like all of us know what a power bottom is.
Mhm.
But in terms of which, I feel like you can guess. Side is specifically
I read enough BL to know what some of these are.
someone who does not enjoy anal, but will do other sexual activity.
Okay.
Which there is a word for it, apparently.
Hmm.
And this was just for a fun, refresher on your memory, because there is going to be a test. And then these are some unidentified / outlier ones that I had, which were, of course, himbo, Eloy, Scrunkly, and Tumblr Sexy Man. Now, Sarah will at least know what a good portion of these are. She probably can guess what Scrunkly means if she doesn't already know.
Oh, I know what scrunkly means, at least in a general term.
Now, I would say,
Tumblr
himbo.
Sexy Man.
Himbo, I would say, is definitely more of a personality, but it does have a very common body type associated with it. But I think the body type is what can... It's typically the personality mixed with a vague circle region of a body type, in my mind. Whereas an e-boy, specifically coined after the e-girl stuff, because that did come out first, which of course stands for electronic boy, is kind of more of a style of person and what aesthetics they're into and how they dress up. Mainly with emo scene and Japanese / Korean street fashion. And they kind of do a subculture into a quote-unquote soft boy aesthetic, which is supposed to be the more like heavy blush, more sensitive, shy kind of route. Scrunkly. Scrunkly is something that...
I sound like a Pokemon.
It's not. Close though. It's kind of like what you describe something that's like so ugly or so weird looking that it's adorable to you.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
This made an appearance in the Hermitcraft fandom for a while, to the point where one specific guy was like, do you know what a scrunkly is? Do you know people are calling us scrunkly on Twitter? And I'm just like, oh god.
Well, now I know to tell Angel that she actually has a word to use for whenever she uses that.
And then, of course, we have the infamous Tumblr Sexy Man.
What is... Okay. Explain.
Tumblr Sexy Man is a term, because there have been multiple to this claim, and multiple still to this day. Because I would still consider everyone that has previously been a Tumblr Sexy Man to continue to be one.
Oh, yes. I think the three most popular that I can think of off the top of my head are human version of Bill Cipher.
That's the other thing.
The One Slurp from the Lorax, and then Sans Undertale.
There's a lot of humanized versions of characters that are not humanoid.
I think one of the most important parts of being a Tumblr Sexy Man is that you have to be humanized in some way, or already be human. And then
I think there's another quality too.
You have to, for some reason, have a lot of things that involve self-cess with this character. You also,
I've noticed this not only with the humanization of all of the counterparts with like all of the art and stuff, but also just with the ones that existed beforehand that didn't need a human personification. They're all twinks.
Yes.
They are all
I don't know. No, I would not consider Sans a twink.
What are you talking about? Have you seen them house slippers?
What?
Wow.
Why does that constitute twink?
This is okay.
I'm just kidding,
this was
Sarah,
another
geez.
conversation though that I had of like, I feel like people confuse twink for personality type, and I feel like you can have a stereotype personality associated with it, but more often than not, I would always imagine it as a body descriptor.
Never mind.
Go on. I would say this is a safe space, but I want you to finish your sentence
Body
first.
type and me, I was envisioning Sans, and I was just like,
I mean,
huh.
he is a
It's too bad they
skeleton.
don't have a term for like a box.
That's the thing, though, Sarah.
Oh, he
Sans
is a
is a
box.
skeleton. If he were to take off all of his layers, is that not peak twink body?
No, because there's a constant thing of him being big boned.
No.
He is meant to look fatter.
But I can guarantee you his big bones are still smaller than my person.
It also depends. It depends on what AU you're taking him from, because I think that matters. Because a lot of the AUs, especially when you're considering him a Tumblr sexy man, give him a lot of extra features.
I'm talking about straight from the game, not like any different types of things.
But the thing is, that doesn't count as a Tumblr sexy man, because the Tumblr sexy man does not come directly from the source material. Like the Onceler and Bill Cipher, those are not the canon versions of the character.
Just to let you know, I don't know what the fuck those are. So
Okay, we're gonna move on, because if we stay here for too long, Sarah's gonna have an aneurysm. So
I grew up on Tumblr. I have many feelings.
now we're gonna go into the breed chart.
Meanwhile, I didn't really do anything on Tumblr. I
Okay.
didn't even have an account.
So, I split it up based off of what I think could actually be
Is this
considered a
breed
breed.
tree? God.
And to be fair, I didn't initially call it the breed tree because I didn't realize that's what I was making. I realized the way I was thinking about them and the way in my notes I was referring to some of them as crossbreeds, I really should just refer to it as such. So, as we all know, all of these horrid things stem from one horrid origin, the man.
Men.
And from the man,
Mano.
I would say, personally, on my scale, there are 3 main ancestries, and that's the bear, the hunk, and the twin. All of which have different characteristics that give them who they are. So, for instance, for a bear, I would say hypermasculine version of a man. And something that's typically associated not only with bears, but also just masculinity is a lot of like body hair. And so they
big,
sit
burly,
all the way on the left side, and they're just larger individuals. It doesn't necessarily have to be fat or muscle, just large in general, I would say.
Lumberjacks.
And then hunks, I would say, are the in-between, where they don't necessarily need body hair, and they can sometimes have it, but it's definitely much less than a bear. However, they lean more heavily towards the muscular side in terms of physiology. And because of that, they obviously have direct links to, say, bull or twunk. And then with the twink, you reach the opposite side, which I would say is probably not only the smallest, but also the most feminine receiving body type that people think of in terms of how they present themselves. Because if you're not somewhere in this spectrum, people typically think that you have a more feminine appearance regardless, even if you don't actually dress yourself up in any way to make yourself feminine. And some guys, that's just their body. Like, they can't change it. Also, why am I listening to like the beginning of a Disney soundtrack right now? I'm changing.
I have no idea.
It's not the beginning of a Disney soundtrack. It was Pokemon, but it just sounded weird. So anyways, now from these 3, the main ones that I could pull out that weren't just description were specific body types associated based off of hair and or how they acted. Now, the way I did this was from a bear directly stems a cub and an otter. Now,
Oh,
a cub.
I'm surprised you didn't put reptile.
No, because that's not a gay thing.
Oh, that's just a general term?
These are actual terms, Shini. These aren't just animals. For instance, a cub.
What?
Listen, a cub is technically a husky / chubby version of, say, in the hunk area. However, they still have lots of hair and can be less muscular. So think of it as kind of like a baby bear, if you will. Then we have otter. Now, the reason that I specifically put multiple different arrows connecting is because, in my personal opinion, An otter and a twunk are interchangeable, save by the only fact that an otter is hairy. But based off of body type, technically speaking, I would say an otter is a crossbreed of a bear and a twink. Because they typically have a lot of hair, but they're also thin and athletic build. So I feel like they're somewhere on the in-between. And then we have the hunk, and there are multiple different diversities. So with the hunk, I would say their main direct thing, they're more often seen as their main archetype, and their crossbreeds are more extreme versions and or more generalized versions. I feel like a lot of characters fit into the twunk aesthetic. But a hunk, I would say, is closer to like the jocks, the himbos. Those are the ones that you think of. Like himbo zone is somewhere in this area. And the bull specifically, as the direct descendant, is a mix of that hypermasculine form of what a bear gives, but still keeping that really muscular sense that a hunk gives. And so it gives you this really, really large person that is kind of intimidating, but you know could probably beat up a bunch of people in a fight. And then, then we have twunk. Now, twunk is a crossbreed. Generally, because it's between a hunk and a twink, obviously, as the direct note. And I would say it's a sliding scale, but generally speaking, you need to meet somewhere in the middle. Like, you can't be too far on one side or the other. And ultimately, a twunk leads to a pup because a pup is a crossbreed mutt. As its parent is not only the twink, but a crossbreed of a twunk itself. Because I think personally, pup specifically is a 2-part twink, 1-part hunk situation where they are svelte, but they still have muscular qualities, but they're still generally hairless, have different behavioral quirks as well, because they're typically seen to be more energetic and naive.
Oh, just a young twink.
But it's not, though.
What?
So can you give us an example of a pup?
Because a young twink is a chicken. We've covered this earlier. The example that I was given, I don't agree with it.
I'm starting to understand why people are homophobic now.
I don't agree with this. However, I do kind of get it. The example I was given as to what a pup was from a celebrity standpoint was Joe Jonas.
Hold on, like, wait, what version of Joe Jonas?
The one where he didn't have as much chest hair, but he was still older. And no, I'm not going to look up a photo and put Joe Jonas on this board.
I'm looking up photos and looking. What the fuck is this?
Now,
I'm trying to remember which one Joe was.
I'm also going to introduce regions to help define something that you might be questioning.
Uh-huh.
So first we have the Dilf region. I would say the Dilf region definitely is closer to this region. Because I would not say that it ever encapsulates otter or cub situation, because a Dilf automatically is a dad. So they're going to be older regardless. But also, typically, I would say you do not see any Dilf bods specifically with any skinniness to them. So there's no crossover category.
But wouldn't bull be in that area though?
I would say
Oh,
bull
never
is an
mind. It would probably be
outlier.
wolf.
Wolf specifically is typically a very older man. Well, in my opinion, it's a very older man. Similar to like a silver fox, however, this one is more muscular, more hairy, and more aggressive. Much like the wolf.
Be aggressive.
And so they would probably be closer to this territory. In this area. Still in the Dilf category, still close enough to bear where there will be body hair.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, they lean on a more muscular and intimidating size. And age is not a factor in these regions, but age is a factor in the term. That's what a wolf is. I would say a Dilf, typically you'll find older. You don't typically find younger Dilfs. Even if people say that, it's not true. And then we have the femboy region. Now, femboy region, I feel like, generally speaking, is around this area because it can get into hunk territory very rarely. And I feel like most commonly it gets into twunk territory because everybody thinks everything is a twink because they don't know the proper classification.
Twinkies.
Still not gonna know the proper classification terms after this. I hope you know that.
So,
Huh?
this is what I would say is the general region that we're working here. Now, I'm here to let you ask any more questions about any of the words that we've gone over so far, in case you want any more explanation. Or if I didn't get to it up here and you want a quick explanation. Go on, Shini.
What?
Does the class have any questions so far?
None that I can put into words.
Well, yeah, because I was thinking about the same thing that Anthony was thinking. I was just like, wouldn't bull be included?
No. Bulls, I would say they can have hair, but they're not known for it. Wolves are known for having. That's why they lean closer to bear in this side of the region.
Why is it so complicated?
It's not complicated
Because
if you
the gay
just let it
community.
work. And that's work with a W-E-R-K, by the way.
Okay. Femboy makes sense because everybody kind of generalizes it in that area. Dilf is it's so it can be so broad but so minuscule at the same time. Because there's some people that be like, yeah, that's a dad I'd love to fuck, and I'm just like, no, it's not. But
well, you just don't like dads.
well, that's not true because 100% I do dig like the bear types of people.
Which form?
Huh?
Which form?
Which form?
With an M.
Form?
Yeah.
What do you mean, which form?
Where do you lean on the bear scale? Because a bear is a generalized but ancestral term. What form of big bear do you go for?
You mean like bear / bull kind of deal, or
Sure,
like?
Let's go with that.
I was like a good in between of a bear and a hunk. Definitely otter is okay. Cub is a hit or a miss. Definitely, I can see. Honestly, it feels like hunks. I don't know why, but it seems like they're more of the douchebags. Especially in the personality wise. Bears seems to be more more kind-hearted and stuff like that, and more open. And it's just it's
I would say I
much.
understand. So, now that we know general classification, let's move on to the piece de resistance, the main event.
The map.
Oh wait, that's just Link. Or is
Well,
it? Ha ha ha! Now.
didn't we see this before? It was in the video you showed me.
The reason I specifically put Link as the background is because it is very often debated whether or not he's a twink, a femboy, or a hunk. Or where he falls on that scale. And I would like
Definitely
to say...
not a bear.
No. I would like to say that a femboy, to me, as I've mentioned in the breed tree, is rather a region rather than an ancestor. And so, in my personal opinion, the only three that actually are on a scale would be the hunk, bear, twink, and femboy is just something that's essential for anyone within this scale. So, for an exercise.
Why? Okay, but that. Just based off of this, it seems like you either are a bear or a femboy. Like, a bear can't be a femboy or a femboy can't be a bear, which I think just isn't right. I think
it's
femboys
true, though.
can be bears.
And I will tell you why. You rude student that interrupted the class. Fundamentally speaking, bears are often known as the more hypermasculine form of the general sliding scale that is male body types, specifically described in the homoerotic community. And bears notoriously have a lot of hair, which is also typically linked with a masculine trait that they possess. And so, it is of my personal opinion that a femboy specifically, since it is more of a region rather than an ancestor, is someone that generally speaking presents more feminine traits and things that would be associated with a feminine person and or a feminine presenting. And with that in mind, that's typically why I think a lot of people confuse twink and femboy together, because twink on the sliding scale is the most feminine form of a male body while still technically having slight masculine traits. But the femboy aesthetic is what specifically is used to try and mask and or detract from those still presenting masculine traits in order to be more feminine and less masculine, the ultimate degree, without specifically saying, I am a female, hence the femboy. And so in this particular scale, I would say bear versus femboy is more of a masculine versus feminine energy, which is kind of why I have a hard time describing femboy as a body type, whereas bear, I feel like, even though is broad, still has a body type associatable with it comparatively, whereas femboy has a range that is very hard to define without specifically going into one direction or not the boy band. Tell me, I want you to give me an example, and of course I'll look it up, because we gotta have pictures. Tell me an example of a femboy bear that you know.
Go on, Sarah.
I mean, yeah, okay. Me thinking of it personally, I'm not thinking of a character, I'm thinking of an actual person that I follow on Instagram.
Give me a name.
I have to find him. I can't remember what his name is, but he
Well, now I don't know what she's saying.
I don't know what she's saying either.
my mic keeps disconnecting and it's annoying. But he has gotten into drag. And he's been doing very good in drag, but I would still consider him on the more masculine side, even though he is expressing a more feminine energy. Hold on. I will find him. Hold on.
In the meantime, while Sarah searches for her femboy bear, I will do a quick placement of Breath of the Wild link to get our bearings so that you can understand what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So, for you, Shini, personally, what would you see Breath of the Wild link as?
Okay, just to clarify, it's like twink is the like body type, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, sad thing is I don't really know that much about his personality. Even if he has one, because he doesn't talk. Well, because he doesn't talk in the game, so that's why I was just like, I want to put him in the twink side, but there is a little bit of muscle definition in there. So
I'm just saying, you have to keep in mind that this is a possibility.
He does the hips for it though.
Okay, I'm just saying. So, okay, you want to know where I would put him?
Yeah.
Okay, obviously this outfit leans more femboy, but body type wise, I would say he leans twink, but is still on the scale of hunk to twink because he does have muscle definition. But because he has the ability to change his appearance and seemingly not be recognized as not a female, I would say that he definitely leans closer to this region, while still being close enough to the Hunk Twink cross border.
Mm, okay, that's
Found
fair.
him.
I can agree with that because the way that his body is, it does have that slim feature to it, which, by the way, he pulls off this outfit 100% so well. Mm. But I mean, that's just how they designed him, though. It's just they didn't want to give him too many muscles, but just enough to be able to show that hey, he's got some muscle definition there.
The only reason why I wouldn't put him lower on the scale specifically is because, as him being a normal person, just wearing normal clothes that he would wear, for instance, if we were to just put him back in his green tunic and everything, he does not
Hmm.
present that feminine. He doesn't present that masculine either. He's kind of somewhere in the in-between.
He's a GNC king, okay? That's how I view him as.
And so that's why I feel like he has potential for going really
Gender
far
non-conforming.
down. However,
Okay.
body type wise, he's in this range for me. But he's
Okay.
not in the bear range at all because he has no hair.
No,
I know he doesn't have
does not.
pubes either. Like, come on now.
But
I'm sorry, what? How do you know?
You just do. You just do.
I
Sometimes
don't.
it happens.
I don't know how I feel
Sarah,
about
you remember what I told you about that one guy. Sometimes it happens.
Well,
Anyway.
I sent the profile of the guy I'm talking about.
that.
Okay.
Glenn Divar.
Here we go.
I think that's his drag name, actually. But I could be wrong. That could be his actual
God.
name.
We're going on Instagram here. See, even so, here's my issue. And I'm not saying he doesn't look good. But, okay, maybe not with that one. But
Okay.
specifically in terms of, say, let's look at this. Or not. It's a video. That thumbnail, I would say, has the full characteristics in terms of what to put on and how to make the face look feminine looking. However, the base itself is still more masculine looking, which is why, in my mind, I think it looks less from femboy, because it's hard to become one if you already have the base in a more masculine body set.
I was gonna say, I feel
What
like
are you categorizing him as then?
In or out of drag? Because
I
that
thought
changes things.
just in general.
Well, that's the thing. I told you specifically, like with this one in particular, the whole reason that I'm not putting him lower is because normally he's just a dude. Like, and the potential part of it is specifically based off of how they present themselves as a person.
say drag would not feel like it wouldn't really work in the scaling of the bear hunk twink femboy kind of deal, because it's like the whole purpose of it is to make yourself look feminine.
That's the other thing. There was this one point in time. See, I've learned a lot that there's apparently a lot of femboys in anime. Little did I know.
Really?
A lot of them in which that I don't know what animes they're from because I have never seen them before. But I have learned there's a lot of femboys in anime. And for instance, let me specifically find. This is the one I'm thinking of. This one specifically, and I don't remember his name.
Put it on the board.
Astolfo. That's his name.
What the fuck is that?
Hold on. I'm getting a picture.
Watch it be something I've never seen either.
Yeah, they already knows it apparently.
Okay. This is a femboy, apparently.
That's a boy.
That's what I'm talking about. So, in my mind, I feel like femboys specifically come with the caveat that you would not be able to notice if they were male. Like if they are full on true at the bottom of this list, femboy.
Oh, like what's that boy's name from Naruto that everybody thought was a girl?
Ooh.
It starts with an H.
H.
Yeah.
If I just look up femboy from Naruto, something bad gonna come up.
Haku.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can get you a picture.
Yeah.
Okay. That.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me look more body wise. I gotta get a full shot here. Oh god, I'm seeing so many things that I was wishing to not see right now. Oh dear god, what is this outfit? We're not gonna question it.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Okay. So, for instance, let's place a stall phone. I don't know him. I don't know his personality. From that face, I feel like I know his personality. And from the other pictures that I have seen specifically, he is a very tiny boy. I don't know what anime he's from. Hide probably.
Fate.
Hide say he's from Fate.
He said he's Faith.
Well, then there you go.
He says that he's a very
Faith.
silly killer.
Okay.
Oh yeah, likes to kill people. Femboy guy.
Based off of the fact that Shini said that's a boy, I would say definitely lower comparative to Link. And I would definitely say, like, this corner is like ultimate, probably a girl. In terms of you would not be able to tell, you cannot tell. Whereas a hunk bear is like, that's a man.
That's a straight
The
man.
straight man.
No, because straight men are never that pretty. But like in terms of
Wow.
this, I would say somewhere in this region. Somewhere in this region. Because he's not a stick, but he is very small. So
I'm gonna say
maybe,
you pretty much matching a twig at this point.
whereas him, he's small, but at the same time, he's a ninja. He has to be lithe and nimble. So he probably has some musculature that we cannot see. And we should not see, because he's a teenager. So with him specifically, probably same axis of Link, if not slightly lower, like maybe here. And then down more, because this is how he looks all the time. Because that's also another thing that I feel like contributes a lot towards being a femboy, but is not exclusive to femboys, is that the longer your hair, more likely it is for you to be mistaken for.
Yeah. Hell, they did it in the show. Shit.
I know one exactly to put on the scale. Let me get a transparent version. Because I want Shini to put this person.
Oh, great. It's not the League man, is it? Oh, okay.
Here we have Cloud dressed up in a dress. Now, from what I have seen, and from what I've seen of Cloud, I would say he is more muscular than Link. Not by much, but he is more muscular than Link.
Not that much. I feel like it's a big difference.
Well, that's the thing. It's like comparing apples to oranges here. He's also in a dress and a corset.
Cinched away. I mean, technically in the game, he already kind of had like a small waist. But it's just like that arm definition that he got going on, like even through the fucking sheer sleeves that you can see. And then there's nothing there that's in that bust,
Well,
but
no.
like chesticles.
That implies testicles, but I'll let it pass. So, where would you put him on this board?
Okay. He's definitely not a bear at all.
No. But he's definitely
Uh,
in, I would say, in this region.
so yes, definitely. Um, he is more on the hunk side kind of deal to me. Like,
How far? Middle?
mm, like over here ish, which is funny because not to be like Faye, but
Oh boy.
when
That
so
means any
many
statement could
people
happen from your mouth right now.
like put him with like Sephiroth and stuff like that,
That's not
because of
actually
course
transparent.
everybody fucking puts him with Sephiroth because they think that the greatest fucking couple ever, which is weird. They make him into more of like, well, not a twink, but like a femboy energy for some reason. Uh, but in the I would say like straight up just from the game, I would say he's probably like right in this area to me.
SP.
Because he's not too soft on the femboy personality kind of deal. He can be hardened because he is a soldier and stuff like that. And he does definitely have the muscle definition and physique that you can see that he is definitely a man. But I, he still has like the fucking slim ass waist that I'm fucking jealous of, honestly.
I mean, I'm glad you brought him up because now we also need to put Sephiroth.
No.
Now, here's what I'm saying. As you can tell, body-wise, I feel like he looks more muscular than Cloud to me.
It's because he has his shirt off.
Even with his shirt off, like even with Cloud wearing his normal attire, Sephiroth still looks more muscular.
Really?
Yes. Just based off of muscle definition and like how.
Did you have that picture ready already?
I googled it because I brought up Cloud,
Oh, okay.
so I had to pick Sephiroth. But as you can see, like, look, for instance, like I had mentioned before, Sephiroth got that real long hair going on. But that comparative to like what his body looks like, it's almost like two sides of the same coin, you know?
Right.
And so in my mind, obviously he leans more on this side to me.
Yeah.
However, comparatively to Cloud, also based off of just his general demeanor, I put him like a little bit lower than Cloud on the femboys.
Yeah, because he's a fucking asshole.
wait. What does that imply?
Also, he's a mama's boy. That makes sense.
But to me, he like just even like large wise, he's just bigger than Cloud. Cloud is a small, petite man, surprisingly, actually. In terms of like, he seems very small comparative to a bunch of other characters that I've seen.
I'm not talking about the fanfics version of this damn man. This man is a big ass mama's boy.
Hey, just because you want him to top you does not mean that he is one, okay? There is a difference.
He a giraffe. Good job. Because he probably is like a fucking tall ass man too.
Oh, he is. And every single thing that he is displayed in, that is what he looks like. Why is I can't show this on.
What?
Well, first, let us go to our next thing.
Okay.
Tom Nook.
No.
No.
Wait.
Ladies, keep it in your hands.
Is it Animal Crossing?
Yes. I would like you to tell me, in my personal opinion, I think definitely he leans closer to the bear category. He's got a roundness to
Probably a
him.
bear.
He's not a bear.
Is a Tanuki not technically a type of bear?
No.
Is it not?
I don't think so.
Is it more like a squirrel thing?
Is a Tanuki a type of bear? Not bead.
It's
bear.
a type of bead.
Red panda?
Can
More
it?
Yeah, are you
raccoon
thinking
slash
about Red
dog.
Panda?
Maybe. It's a type
Okay,
of dog, technically, I guess.
look at this unit.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at this unit.
Huh.
Look at him. He's got
He's so
kind
cute.
eyes. Although he
No, he
will
doesn't.
rob you in daylight.
What?
He only cares about Timmy and Tommy, in my opinion, and that's it.
That does make him a good family man, though. You have to
He's
admit.
he's a good father or adoptive employer, I guess.
So
however
automatically, what I can tell you, he would make it in a DILF category. That's for sure.
I don't like that you saying that about Tom Nook.
Look, we
Now-
already heard the Hear Me Out podcast. You can't say shit.
He
I don't care.
has
This
a
is no, this
roundness
isn't
to
about to
him.
hear me out. This is about how you would describe him.
He has a
I
roundness to
don't
him,
like Tom Nook be called a dilf.
a kindness to him, a malice to him. I would definitely say, comparatively,
What?
femboy spectrum, he's definitely up here. He has never once presented anything other than DILF, as Sarah egregiously hates.
I do think he has closer to a dad bod type thing.
I wouldn't say he's
Yeah.
muscular, because in my mind, bear also typically, if we're using
Round
hunk,
is
if we're
a
using
word.
hunk as a scale, bear specifically has more has more of a husky quality to them, which is why I would place him so high. But I could see him having a little bit of muscles under, but not that much. So I'd probably put him somewhere in this area, because he's got
Well,
to
shit,
keep up
what
with
did
his
he
little
do?
rascals.
Okay, if we're ranking Tom Nook, we have to rank his boyfriend Red, or his ex-husband, I should say.
What?
Red.
He had an ex-husband?
It's not confirmed,
basically.
Sarah.
Basically, though.
Is this a fan theory?
It's Sarah's theory.
Okay. well,
Okay. Automatically, he's not as far up as this. Also,
No.
he's shirtless. Also,
He is shirtless.
He's Asian.
okay.
So is technically Tom Nook. I
Technically, all of the animals are in their own little way.
Oh, okay. Well,
I would say he leans twinker.
yes.
I don't see any hunk for him. However, I don't see as much fentanyl traits.
Fenneman.
I could definitely see him being like the housewife, but I also see them arguing a lot. So I would say kind of in this range where I would put him. What about you, Sarah?
I'm a little bit more towards bear. Just a tiny bit.
Is that
above
because
the
he's an
line.
animal?
Damn, he's more muscular than Link.
Not-
So cute though.
Okay, come
He
with
will-
some more men.
I sent one in the chat. Zoro from One Piece, because I this is before we had anyone above the hug twink line.
You got
So
a limit of 3 One Piece characters that you can put on this list.
Oh boy, there's a lot more. A lot of them, I feel like the thing is, a lot of them you'll see will have very similar body types, and then you'll have like one person that's like the size of the world.
Oh yeah, if you want me to grab one of the weird ones, I can, and we can try it right
Okay, so for
That's
Zoro,
gonna be a toughie.
obviously, in my personal opinion, leans more on the hunk side,
Oh, absolutely,
just
absolutely.
from body type alone.
Mhm.
He is, in my opinion, one of the best indicators of a himbo.
I wouldn't say he's full on bear, but he does have more bear energy.
Yes, he's not very hairy though.
I think
None of them
I
people
think
are very hairy.
he's closer to like
I was gonna say,
the
I feel like
hunky
he
bear
never
zone.
really has hair like that, does he?
Well, that's the thing. Full on bear, I would say needs hair, but having bear qualities, I wouldn't say needs hair.
Okay.
Because like,
Would you consider
Tom
him
Nook,
like a DILF kind of
definitely
deal?
bear. Well, I wouldn't want him as a father, but that's just my personal
That's gonna
opinion.
make him your dad.
Well, I feel like that's part of the charm that comes with DILFs. And also, Hida, if you would like to submit a character, please send it into the Discord. I would say for what I know of him and how I've seen him act in the few times that I have seen him, he leans definitely up here
Towards
me.
Hunk, yes.
That's true. He's like a
Maybe,
manly
like,
man.
above Sephiroth in terms of hunk, but not super above because it's not like he's on roids or anything, you know?
So I have a character for that. Don't worry.
It's
Oh,
that
God.
guy who's the robot, isn't it?
No, it isn't, but he would be a really good one. But
But
okay,
yeah, be
I'm
the
only
skeleton
grabbing
guy.
I'm specifically grabbing characters that I think are specifically queer coded in One Piece because Zoro, even though it's never explicitly said, it's almost widely accepted by the entire community that he is gay. He's a gay man.
Well, Shini? Ooh, I have a good one. Hold on. I have
Go
a
ahead.
good one.
He's got a good one, guys.
I got a good one. Let me tell you. I got a good one. It's good.
Okay. Okay.
This one's gonna make Faye so happy. We have Scar.
Oh my
From
God.
Lion King?
Yes. Now you may be thinking, that's a lion. And I'm aware that at this point, 2 of the characters that I have done, because I did not put red, have been animals. But I think the body types can also go towards how you think they would look as.
Oh man. Actually, Scar is actually a good one though. Because he
For
has that
me,
sassy energy
he's
about
got a
him.
sassy energy, which automatically, going purely based off of stereotypes, would make you think along a twink side. And then going from there, I would say it's not that he's feminine presenting in terms of he looks feminine, but I definitely think he would be like the mister of the boudoir, if you will, where he would be like, if you come home late, he would be the one that's like smoking a cigarette, watching you get in and be like, well, where have you been, Clarice? Like, that's the kind of vibe he gives me. What about you, Sarah? Sarah has no opinions.
Honestly, I was gonna kind of bring him down a little bit towards
Okay,
Femboy.
the issue is I've never fully seen The Lion King, so I can't really say much
How
about his
have you
personality.
never fully seen The Lion King?
Are you serious?
How have you
Man.
never eaten rice while fully seeing The Lion King?
That's right. It's a staple.
Everyone knows you have to eat a whole bowl of rice while you watch The
That's
Lion
right. And cry.
I think he is like exactly on the line. And then yeah, like more like this area to me.
I would say
Personally.
I would say he's lower than Red. But he's still
Yes.
on the line.
Yeah, I can see that.
Rose! Did you see what Rose sent?
Oh god. Okay.
Oh no.
Well, I can
What
actually okay, here. Here's the thing. Let's see. Let me. Oh god, it's him! It's him! He showed up! Oh god!
Cogsworth.
Okay, so. We have Cogsworth. Now. To me.
I know you've seen Beauty and the Beast.
I have seen Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
He's definitely, in my opinion, on the lower part of the line. Not like down here, but like on the lower part of the line. But that's the thing.
Oh.
There's like an intersection in my mind. Because I feel like, if anything, actually, because here's the thing. If Femboy and Twink is the ultimate intersection, does that mean Bear and Twink is an intersection of femininity, personality trait-wise, but body type-wise is different?
The way I've been viewing it personally, because this is all so convoluted, is
What do you mean? What's
Twink is-
convoluted about this?
Twink is small, Hunk is big, Bear is masculine, Femboy is feminine.
In simpler terms, yeah, that works. You know what? It's so
he's
sad
not-
because I don't even remember what the fuck he looked like when he turned into a human.
He's not muscular. But the thing is, I would put him, if we're going by that scale, I would split him in half.
Like sexually or
No, like one part of him would be down here, probably down here, and another part of him would be up here.
then he's right on the intersection then. If that's how you're seeing it, then he's at the
He's
intersection.
the
yeah.
perfect man. Little did you know,
He is.
Cogsworth is the perfect epitome of man.
That's right, he's well rounded.
He is the baseline.
Because I feel like he's slightly, if I remember correctly from when he transformed, he's slightly on the bigger side, but I feel like he has a more nervous but also caring nature, which is what you typically associate more with a feminine disposition comparative to like aggressive masculine.
Oh, so he has a little bit of sass too.
And he does have a mustache. So that automatically puts him a bit close to bear energy as well.
Yeah.
Who knew? Thank you, Rose, for your submission.
The perfect man.
Oh god, now we have to look at what Bear's done.
I limited to 3 One Piece characters, so I did Zoro, and then I have Ivankov, and I have Bon Clay.
Okay, you get to explain yourself now.
Okay, so I have to explain a little bit about this guy because he's very specific. He has the ability to change his gender at a whim.
Okay.
So this is his masculine form.
Well then, and my question is, he doesn't even fit on this then, because he's literally everywhere.
He is technically he switches, but he is, I think, primarily male presenting most of the time.
So is this his form of when he's a man?
Yes. If you want to see what he looks like as a female.
No, I'm good.
When he's a female, he's like the definition of a slut, basically.
Oh, I thought that's what this
he
was.
already is, but
Oh yeah, no, that is too. Don't worry. He's great. We love him. He's the king of the drag queens
Okay.
in One Piece.
he's dressed up as one.
Yeah.
Well then, that's in my mind, at least in this form, he teeters a line. Because obviously he has very feminine qualities in terms of like just aesthetic wise. But in terms of like body wise, I would say he toes the line in this region. Which is why I could only put him in the middle.
We don't know his personality either, so
I
know
can guess it. I think I can
it's
guess
what you
his
probably think.
personality.
It is. He's a revolutionary. He was a slave of the world government for a while. So he's very radicalized, if you can't guess.
What gives you that
So-
idea?
Personally, I think I would actually drop him down a little bit. Closer to Fenboy.
I think it's the body type itself. Because he kind of looks
the
like
body
a
type is
bean.
all over with this one.
Kind of looks like a bean.
He does look like a bean. He is built like a baked bean.
Literally. A bean with pantyhose on.
And we love him for it. I love him for
Sure.
it.
loves him for
There
it.
you go.
Okay. This looks like a horrid dinner party. Like imagine this is the seating chart. This is the seating chart that we have to put people with, and it's like, oh, these two are exes. We gotta sit them far apart from each other.
And then we have the sword corner of Sephiroth and Zoro.
Yeah, maybe swords just mean you're a hunk. I don't understand. Okay.
Well, I mean, you gotta be.
I know some characters from One Piece who are swordsmen that does not fit them. They're
Well,
not hunks.
I mean, there's a lot of swordsmen in general that are not
Okay, let's see.
in peak
One of them is
condition.
the skeleton guy, so.
Oh
Next
God.
we have a submission from Hide. Apparently his name is Luka Urushiba. I don't know where he's from. I don't know if that's a sword. Because, you know, automatically go to the hunk scale, I guess. But based off of purely this image, and not if I was not told anything, I would think this is a female.
Same.
Yeah.
So I
Definitely.
think directly into the bottom right corner.
And with how, well, here's the thing though. You notice the shoulders? Because I do notice the shoulders.
That they're covered or that
No.
they're small?
That They're
pointed.
small, but they're angular.
I was gonna say they're pointed, which means sharp
So, and
shoulder.
that's the thing. I don't know his personality. I do agree that he's definitely obviously down here. However, I would not put him all the way over here. I might put him closer to like here, like behind the other, on the upside. Well, no, actually, further down, probably same level, but maybe here, like here. Here. Now I have to bring this forward and try and. Today, this is all your fault. I hope you. Ryan's Gate is a time travel multiverse. Well, you never can. Because that's the thing. I wouldn't know some of these personalities. That's for sure. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that right now. Okay,
Why is everything? Oh, there we go.
highlighted it.
I'd say he's more femme and less twink. Why would he be less twink? Mikey?
Because, like, in my mind, if we're going the full femboy twink, your body is indistinguishable from a.
Yeah,
And
I can
plus,
see that.
I don't know what he looks like naked. I don't need to see it. But I feel like, based off of just seeing the shoulders alone, that makes me think he's definitely not all the way up. But I could see comparative to Astolfo, who, in my mind, like, if it was presented to me that this was a little boy child in medieval times, I could believe that more. Versus, I feel like this is much more look like a woman.
You look like a woman.
Oh, okay.
So, based off of that, that's where I think it. Now let's look at this horror show. That's our.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Don't you dare talk about Bon Clay like that. Excuse you.
He has a bulbous pelvis.
He is the best character in One Piece, and I will hear nothing of it.
Explain.
Okay, so he's also a drag queen. He was as far as we know, the first openly gay character in One Piece, fairly early on, and he has saved the main character's life many times. He uses kicks. He fights using, he uses, what's it called? It's just called a Kamikempo. I think he does. But he basically fights using mostly kicks. He has the power to change into someone else if he touches their face with one of his hands, and then he can then change into them face-wise and body type and voice and all that stuff completely.
Okay. I mean, okay, based off of this photo, I'm ignoring the bulbous pelvis.
That's not what his body actually looks like. That's just his clothes.
That's what I'm hoping. I'm ignoring that. And just
yes,
imagining.
that's just his clothes.
If
So he
based
has
off
more
of,
like a lanky figure?
based off of the limbs
Yes.
alone, obviously I would put him closer to a.
Yes.
Because he seems very skinny mini. He does seem tall.
He does have a little bit of hair though.
He does have hair.
Personally, where I would put him would be in this area, like right below red.
I mean, looking at. God, when I make him bigger, it gets. Looking at.
He's a king.
Oh god.
I could put him a bit into the feminine side, but I can't go too far because if you look, he does have leg hair.
He does have leg hair, yes.
Yeah.
And if we know anything about hair,
Good and bear.
Nook will steal
It
it.
grows.
Hair means bear.
Hair does mean bear. So I will. I'll string.
He probably has arm hair too.
It is interesting.
Scar, I would.
Yes. It's interesting to me because there's only oddly enough, there isn't many characters in One Piece who actually get body hair, and so he's one of the few people who gets body hair.
It's an interesting detail to
Interesting.
come across.
It's me. What do you think? What what are you expecting?
What do you think?
Okay, and then last one of Felix. Now, I don't know about you, but this design kind of screams Vocaloid to me.
Yeah, or like some kind of idol type thing.
But
What is it?
also,
What is this from?
straight up is dressing like full dress, essentially. Minus the
Yeah.
heels, but you don't need a heel.
There's a very small heel on those
With
shoes.
I guess cat girl vibes in terms
Yeah, for
of
a
the
child.
ears.
It seems like he is a cat because he also has a tail.
Like to me, indistinguishably, I would probably put this all the way in the
He's a part of ReZero.
Ow. Oh. Yeah, I could see that.
I'm glad you understand.
I would probably put him all
That's fair.
because the presentation.
I feel like before we end, we have to find ones that meet the extremes of each corner.
It's true. It's true.
So who's the biggest femboy you can think of?
Who's the biggest?
Honestly, my first thought was like Guts, but he's not hairy like that from Berserk. But he's not really hairy. He is big and burly, but he's not hairy on the side.
No,
That's feminine.
He's not
Huh?
feminine at all.
I said, who's the hunkiest femboy? Who's the biggest
Oh,
femboy?
hunkiest femboy.
No, I
I
would
regret
probably
looking
put
this up.
Guts all the way to the left of the hunk. Slightly into bear, but more hunk side.
Yeah,
Just
I can see that.
like I would put him maybe a little. Oh. How small he is. In terms of
Oh,
femboy,
boy.
hold on.
So wait, you said who's the most hunk femboy?
Yes. Everybody
What
do
is
your
his
due
name?
diligence.
What is his name?
I see a lot of furry art. I can tell you that right now.
You want one that will really confuse you?
Going.
I am 90% sure. I need to double check. Okay. Well, I guess this one doesn't count, I guess. Because this is a girl.
You know what? That will do it. I found...
She is trans, so... Yeah, this wouldn't count.
I found a character.
And who would that be?
I need to figure out who this character is. What this character is. Who are you? Why are there so many pictures
Are
of your...
you?
Why
Who
are there
are
so
you?
many pictures of your ass?
That time Joseph Joestar wore a dress? Is that from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Mikey? Is that what you're referring to? Honestly, most of the characters in that would have to be on the hunk side because I don't think any of them could really be on the twink side. Everybody is fucking muscular in that damn show, especially the women.
I don't see, that's the thing. I feel like it's very hard to find specific category. Like here, I know for a fact. What's his name? No, you've played. Oh, I know. Hold on. I got it.
What?
I'm here. Okay. Specifically this version. Because we need more diversity on the chart. We have Kratos from God of War.
Yeah.
Him fits in this area for sure.
Yes.
Not as hairy, but he does have beard. And he's definitely giant and muscular.
Definitely DILF energy.
So he's closer, I would say. Well, actually, no, because also disposition. I would say a little bit higher than Nook, but definitely in terms. But
Rose sent
now,
someone, but I don't know who it is.
Oh, that's Aaron.
spell that. Oh, with an E.
Is it? Yeah,
5.
E. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, EREN.
I mean, in terms of just the body, very small. Hate the hair. I can tell you that right now. Oh, I love that you can see the trans.
Oh, you chose a younger version of him.
What, is there a different version?
Yeah, when he's yeah, Rose is talking about the older version of him.
Older.
Yeah.
He looks very depressed.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
I was gonna say we don't need him when he's like a teenage boy. 100% he gave
just
twink
looks straight
energy.
up here. Like, he's not giving femininity or very masculine. Kind of giving skinny
Just
dude.
twink.
He's just skinny dude. Like,
Skinny man, skinny man.
that's the well.
Oh wait. No, never mind.
Go on.
No, never mind. I was gonna say Barrett, but that's not. It's like that's. I mean, he is far on the beer,
Beer.
the bear side.
If anything, I feel like he is the epitome of the top left corner.
Oh, got a bear, yeah.
Let me.
A big ass bear, but a cool one. He is, and he's so sweet to his little daughter.
This one, Sarah. Final Fantasy. I love how I know more about Final Fantasy VII, and it's not by choice.
Just
You
because
think
you
he's
watch
like,
me play
he
it.
belongs in the top left corner?
Of Hunk and Bear.
Oh, okay. I was confused.
No, because
Oh,
I'm
what?
finna
You
say.
thought, ooh, fanboy vibes.
I thought you were saying this guy's a twink, and I'm like, oh, what?
Where?
He is up here because he also got that hair. He has pubes. Oh yeah.
He has chest hair too.
As you can tell, there's a very clear pattern. There's not a lot of hunk femboys. There's not a lot of bear twink. Because technically
I can't
speaking,
even think of who
I would
would
say
be.
a bear twink, that's an otter. This is the otter zone. And a hunk femboy,
I think I know an otter.
I guess that would be
typically,
closer
from One Piece.
to a twunk.
Yeah, a twunk, a hunk, and a femboy. That makes a lot of sense.
If you want someone I think who's a bear twink, I would
An otter.
say probably Sanji from One Piece.
Just a straight rod of a man.
I
Because
mean, that
he's
fits the twink vibes.
yes, the only
Oh.
yeah. but he has a slight beard. He might not be exactly directly in the corner, but he's definitely more in this area.
I forget what his name is, but he's from Seven Deadly Sins.
Oh, I know who. Yeah, him. Oh, I can't remember. It had an L.
What?
But that's his form when he's transformed.
Escanor. Yeah, that's who it
Escanor,
was.
yeah, I love him. He is, I think he's my favorite character from the entire series. But he does have two forms, and one's more masculine than the other.
100%. I'm surprised you enjoyed this series. I am too, actually.
I only watched most of it. We didn't even finish it because my brother wanted me to. You're not finding any good.
No, I can't. It's all of them are bad. So this is what you get. I would say definitely because he matches this in vibes. If anything, actually, I feel like he's a bit to the left because if he takes his shirt off, he has a six-pack.
He does. Yes. He's also a complete simp. So, do with that what you will.
If anything, but he's not hair.
He's also one of the few characters in the show that has like body hair in the form of more leg hair as well.
That's the only reason why he would even be in this category in the first place.
Yeah. Exactly. That's why I thought of him.
And who is this character?
Escanor
from Seven Deadly Sins.
Yeah.
Body-wise alone, he's on. Like, at least in this form, he's on this side. Even though he clearly skips leg day. But he would probably walk this line slightly.
This is how he
I don't
looks.
remember his personality.
He's okay. He's very, very wimpy. He's very shy until he gets exposed to the sunlight, and then he becomes this very his sin is pride. So he becomes this very prideful, very strong individual. I sent him a picture of what he looks like normally.
This specifically.
Oh yeah, that 100%. That's like on the opposite spectrum.
He is in love.
I would say he stays in the same area, maybe a little bit lower, but he's.
Two different versions of him.
Exactly.
Okay, not Envy. Who's the... Oh, which one is it?
Who?
There's one of them. There's one that I think we should do, which is the from Seven Deadly Sins, who's the doll.
Oh, the little pink-haired one?
Yeah, but I can't remember his name, and I can't remember what sin he even is. I thought he was Envy. He's not Envy. Because the giant girl is Envy.
Isn't it Sloth?
Oh, maybe it is. No, that's King.
Well, I'm trying desperately.
Oh, Galther.
Oh my gosh, I completely forgot about Milo.
Milo?
He's full twink.
Not Atlantis Milo.
Yes, he's full twink.
He is, but a lot of people find him hot though.
Wow. What are you saying? Can twinks not be hot? Is that what
They
you're
can
saying?
be. They can be hot, okay?
I forgot about him too. Oh. Now I'm living all of my old
honorable mention
brushes that I completely forgot about.
Ooh. Milo bagged a hot lady. Milo bagged a hot baddie.
Milo bagged like a god. Like...
You're right, honestly.
Who is this?
Gauther?
Gauther. He's a doll. I guess he's not technically a man, but he's a doll.
Now he has a friend. They live next.
Why are you saying random people? Girl.
I'm trying to find. Do you know how hard it is to find something without it bringing up?
Yeah.
I'm trying to specifically find somewhere.
I looked up something and it gave me a boar
I
art.
was
So you
trying
know.
to find something in the otter zone, but I feel like just using that term does not help when it comes to actually.
Hmm.
Especially, like, if I can recommend anything to everyone watching, never search hairy small men onto Google Images
Oh boy.
because you will get a variety of things that you don't want to see. Although I did find this lovely image, but I'm gonna let you see this.
Oh my! What is that?
And this would be the bear twink equivalent of this.
I hate that.
Oh
Like,
my god!
we're going with what I can find. That's what we go. Because I think that that's the best we're gonna get. Unless
Then
we
who's
can
the
think of something.
who's gonna be the hunk in a dress then? For
Honestly, I feel that's the thing. I feel like a lot of JoJo characters possibly be punk femboy. If I find the
That's
right one.
that's true.
Other characters. Oh. I don't know who this is. But I don't know who any JoJo character is. But based off of the picture alone, I'm seeing something.
Please tell me it's not the one with like the two spirals on his head.
No.
Oh.
Isn't that JoJo? Is that? I don't know.
No, the
Jenny,
blonde
I don't
haired
know
one.
anything about JoJo. I'm sorry, but
I don't know anything. That's kind of like some other person's expertise. I've never seen the show.
who? I don't know who this is. I need someone to tell me. Let me see if I can find a picture. But I think, oh dear God, why is the art style so scary? I'm trying to figure out what to look at. Who is this? What is this? What am I looking at?
Why is this?
Okay, I have potentials.
Okay.
I have to. The only problem is I don't know who this is. I don't know who any of these people are. There's so many people in this damn series. Not you. Where is this person? You know how hard it is looking at a bunch of faces that look very similar to each other and then trying to differentiate what am I looking for? There's literally a person called Mannish Boy. What does that mean?
From the show.
What does that mean?
Manish boy.
I'm very confused.
I don't understand. What about a Nosuke?
Let me look that up.
You'd probably be like in the hunk bear, like closer to the middle area.
The one with the pig head?
Yeah, it's a boar head, but yes.
It's a pig. just like we went over earlier.
I mean, well, you can find one with his face too. So
I mean, okay. Based off of this, I would say here. Based off of
yeah,
this,
that's.
I would say somewhere around here.
I mean, he did dress up as what are they called? A geisha at one point, I think.
Okay. So here's the character that I found from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I'm done.
Oh.
Apparently, this person's name is Narciso Anasui.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
And going solely based off of the hunk to twink scale, which is the musculature nature, and the femboy to bear, which is the femininity, I would say this is the closest I can think of to find that would fit in this corner.
That.
Thoughts and opinions.
Yeah, I mean, because I.
You know what? I'm okay with it.
Because that's just how all JoJo characters are. They're fucking muscular.
Well, that's the other thing. I found this other character that I don't know who this person is. I don't know who this is. Maybe you can tell me, Shini, because you're clearly an expert.
Maybe Mikey can tell.
But to me, this leans down here too.
That's a boy.
Yes. I don't know who this is though. I can't find their name. But to me, this leans probably within this region of still skinny, muscular though, like clearly muscular, but more on a feminine leaning side, so lower than this.
Maybe.
Yeah. You know what? If I've learned anything, no, I know who the pink-haired dude is. I don't know who this person is. So if we learned anything, it's that JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is the entire left quadrant. All of Hide's animes are the bottom right quadrant. Shini likes people in this punk bear range, this triangle, if you. And Sarah, almost all of her loves range in the small and feminine department of some kind.
I never said I was in love with any of my characters.
But you did say you loved your characters.
I do love them, but I don't.
Exactly.
Okay, canon.
So, by that, and there wasn't a full bear, I don't think. To be fair, I'm not sure. Full
I
representation.
can't think of anybody.
There's also
That's
not a
like-
full
Actually,
femboy
you know what?
either.
Well,
Unless we.
the full femboy in this thing is the middle between hunk and twink. So someone that, like this person, I would say maybe leans closer, but still because of how hyper masculine the musculature of the JoJo series is, they're automatically gonna be drawn towards the hunk side. So like the perfect triangle of muscular but not too muscular, but also feminine would be this part. Whereas the same thing with hunk, twink, and bear, I would say I do have someone in mind for who's gonna go at the top.
Is it literally a bear?
No. However, it is Santa Claus. Because
I'm sorry. What?
Because also, if you think about it, he fits into the DILF category perfectly, which I feel like is a staple of this triangular sector here.
Santa Claus child.
Did you just say Santa Claus is a child?
Who is Santa Claus's child if he's a DILF?
the elves, but also
Mm.
Oh,
No, 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 no,
God.
no, 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 no.
you know he's hairy everywhere. He's
I don't like
big
this.
in terms of roundness, which I feel like is typically, if we're using the hunk to be the muscular side, because that's where this is leaning, then the full-on bear would have more of a plumpness to them. And on top of that, I would feel like he does fit in the category because he does have a wife already, and that automatically makes you a category for DILF, even if you have children.
Who's the femboy?
Who is the femboy?
Who
I
is the
know.
true femboy?
Let me.
That's a good ass question.
Let me. There we go. I feel like that is how we would. Because if you think about it, it makes perfect sense.
Like I looked away for 2 seconds and I'm like, what? There's nothing there, and then I just see it.
Yeah.
You just
I
see
think it just works. I think he is the epitome of between a hunk and a twink, while also having the feminine nature that makes the boys come to his yard.
I love that if you showed this to someone, like at least all these characters are things that you can look up, and then it just looks like it says hide. Right above.
Like if you encounter
it's
this
shameful
creature,
to show what a true
I'm
femboy
thinking
is.
if you encounter this creature, you have to run for your life.
You
Like
see
it's
a
gonna
femboy,
kill
hide.
you. But yeah, I feel like this is how we can. And you know, again, thank you to Rose for providing the perfect specimen of a man that we never
The perfect
knew.
man. Cogsworth.
Thank you for
Yes.
being our perfect staple of who to be as a man.
Rose also just sent Johnny Bravo.
That's full on.
That's just hunk.
I feel like that's just
Yeah.
hunk.
That is just hunk.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I
Rose
guess
has
you
a
found the
type.
perfect hunk too, I guess.
Rose has a type. You know her type.
It's Cogsworth, apparently.
It is.
She likes all types. It's all well rounded.
All right. Well, with this beautiful note, I will end this suffering now. And I want you all to keep in mind what you've learned today in the class. All of you.
I won't.
Because there will be a test at the end of the month.
I'm going to fail.
And if you fail, I will be eating your passport. And if you don't
What if
have
you don't own one?
I will make you buy it, and then I will eat it.
I have an old passport. I could just give you that one. You wouldn't know.
I have the scans of your actual passport, Sarah. I know
It's
which
true.
one's your normal one. So, I hope you all had a fun time. I won't be streaming Wednesday, but we should still have a pod episode this upcoming. And yeah. Y'all later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow, 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 wow.